So we got a BNR announcement coming up. And it's coming up today. What's it gonna be? BNR announcement page found for tomorrow, July 21st, 2021. Any ideas what it could be? Let's go follow this rabbit hole for a second. It's interesting. Oh, we don't actually have an actual link, but it's interesting how they how people find this. They find it all the time. So the fact that it says you are not authorized to access this page means that there's something there. There's something posted. They've already made their decision. Because otherwise it would say like this, there's an error, it doesn't exist. But there's something that does exist for the 21st of July, 2021. So now people are speculating, well, what is going on here? Exactly what are they going to ban? Some reasonable suggestions are things like Chatterstorm. Apparently, Pauper has turned into an absolute pile of shit thanks to Chatterstorm. And also, I've heard that there's quite a bit of anger against Affinity, thanks to the new artifact lands that have been bolstering that deck. The, what are some of them called? I don't remember. There's some, an unban? I doubt that. Well, there could be an unban. There absolutely could be an unban. You never know. You never know what they're going to do over there. Wizards of the Coast, they can do almost anything. And the other very reasonable possibility is Brainstorm in Historic. This is a card that apparently is dominating Historic big time. All the top decks are playing with Brainstorm, despite the fact that there's not even many fetch lands available. But there are enough fetch lands that I guess, well, I mean, you know, what's it called? Forgotten Passage? Or Fabled Passage? Fabled Passage. There's the fetch land. That's what it is. Pauper is banned Storm into Oblivion for a while. Maybe. They've already banned it for quite a while. So I think I don't know. But I'm assuming Modern's not going to get any banning. You know, Modern's been getting rocked big time. But I doubt that they're going to touch Modern here. I think other formats are in much more dire straits than Modern is. So like, let's look at Geo. I hope that Glimpse of Tomorrow, Urza Saga, and Dryad of the Elysian Grove will be banned. Maybe also Asmore and Heliod. What do you think? I think there's a 0% chance. I don't want to say 0% because they can do anything. The new cards are not getting banned. They're not banning Glimpse. They're not banning Urza Saga. They're not banning Asmorano. Very unlikely they ban Heliod because Heliod barely sees play anymore. Dryad of the Elysian Grove, some chance, but really still not really a good chance. Other decks are taking over. You know, the Dryad of the Elysian Grove decks are not so big right now. So, I mean, those are really far-fetched possibilities. Remember the ban list in the original MTG... What? Remember the ban list in the original MTG Hammer time? I don't remember. When is the BNR happening? Could be somewhere during the show. Like, it can be anywhere between now and an hour. It's definitely going to be probably within 3 hours, though. So we might not be around when they announce it. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Or maybe we'll talk about it today. Who knows? Bauble is on the block. You know what? Bauble is definitely on the block. For a few reasons. Mishra's Bauble is... I mean, it was already starting to become a very serious problem when Lurrus was printed. And certainly the companions have not, or Lurrus itself has not been axed enough for it to not see play. So Lurrus sees like still a good healthy chunk of play in Modern. But Mishra's Bauble now is getting pushed a little bit more over the edge as we have cards like Murktide Regent, Dragon Rage Channeler. Like, Dragon Rage Channeler would not be so easy to turn the Delirium on if there was no Mishra's Bauble. Like, you'd have to really work hard to turn on that Dragon Rage Channeler. There's a BNR announcement today. I wouldn't complain if Sigarda's Aid... Sigarda's Aid? That's not exactly on anyone's top 1,000 list. Oh, you mean Sigarda's Oath. I thought you were talking about Sigarda. There's Sigarda's Aid. Yeah, the enchantment. Highly unlikely this sees a ban. I doubt it. I mean, the hammer itself has a better chance of seeing a ban, I think, than this. Because Hammer Time could, in theory, exist with Cranial Plating, just not as well. It's historic. That's getting an announcement. The arena updates are on Wednesday. That's pretty good. I mean, they can do things in other formats at the same time. But you know what? That's a really good point. If the arena update is on Wednesday and today is Wednesday, then perhaps this is why they're taking the opportunity to make the announcement. Hey, does everyone remember the time when they used to give us an announcement for the announcement, and that the BNR announcement, like the actual banning, would happen on Monday? They don't do that anymore. They're not following their own rules. Like now they're just like, okay, we're gonna make these BNR announcements whenever we want because it like suits us during the updates. Because otherwise it would take forever for there to be another update. I think there's going to be no bannings in Modern. Modern right now looks super healthy. A lot of people do think it's super healthy. Modern is healthy but not diverse? Are you kidding me? Modern is super diverse. There's maybe more decks now than ever before. And look at all the new decks. Like, Is It Tempo? Didn't exist before. Hammer Time. Sort of existed before. I would say it existed before. Urza's Kitchen, new deck. Crashing Footfalls, new deck. 5-color Elementals, like this new free Elemental deck, is new deck. Orzhov Stoneblade, new deck. Blue Living End, it was just invented before Modern Horizons, so I don't know if I want to count that. Enchantress, new deck. What the hell is this? Wooburg. Or Wurg. Oh, the Valamachos deck. Like, this is a pretty new deck. There are so many new decks in the last, like, 4 months. It's very, 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 very diverse. A lot of decks. You might not like all of them, and it's certainly pushed a lot of the older decks to the side, but still a lot of diversity. So anyway, BNR announcement happening today. What's it going to be? It can still affect more than one format, but definitely is going to be at least something happening to Historic. So anyway, welcome everyone to the morning show where we discuss all things Magic the Gathering. Get your coffees fired up, coffee crew, and let's have a great discussion this morning. Also, we do Decklist review. So if you got a 75 you'd like some feedback on, hey, submit it to us, and both myself and the coffee crew will give you that feedback. So brew up those coffees. Let's brew up some magic this morning. Welcome to Coffee and MTG for July 21st, 2021. I am your host, Nikachu, the Merfolk Master. Good morning. Good morning, Coffee Crew. Good morning, Fraser T. Good morning, Walter, Trevor, Mikey J, Aztec Guy, Chris, Michael, Casper, Death by Tech, Frederick. Good morning, Lucas, Lolly, Gold, Stefano. Good morning, Straw Boss, Mareep, Eden, Miko, the Iron Warlock, and so on. So, this is sponsored show. I love sponsors. A lot of people, they're shy to promote their sponsors. I'm not. We're not shy around here. FusionGamingOnline.com, Canada's finest. Deal of the week this week, however. If you love the Dungeons and Dragons set coming up from MTG, and you want to get into the real Dungeons and Dragons, now's the time. Save 15% off all D&D books and accessories to get deeper into that lore. And all the fun, good stuff. Maybe you can get a sweet, premium D20 or something. I'm not a Dungeons and Dragons player, people. But if 15% is not enough for you, don't worry, I got you, fam. Use coupon code Nikachu at checkout. Get an additional 5% off all your purchases. And let's not forget Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. And, I mean, no matter what happens, no matter what gets banned in Modern, if you're renting with Mana Traders, your cards don't get banned. Mana Traders cards get banned. So they get screwed for you, and then you can just move to another deck. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 15% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu. Alright, what does Casper Soul have to say? So whatever happened to all the Through the Breach decks, it seems they have all but completely disappeared. That's true. I have no idea what happened to them. I mean, they have all but completely disappeared. If we look at the top decks, they might either be getting raced or being interacted with. Like, Is It Tempo has tools, I mean, they are playing with some counter spells. What else are they playing with? They're also really low to the ground in mana. So if you, Through the Breach them with Emrakul, I mean, they can just play a land, play another Dragon Rage Channeler or Ragavan and get back to business. Not to mention, Ragavan does create, what's it called, treasure tokens. So you can conceivably get enough treasure tokens on the battlefield. Emrakul hits you. You sack your treasure tokens to the Emrakul's ability, and then you just attack back for the win. You just need one Murktide region to really finish them off, right? So like that's the thing. Like one Emrakul doesn't always do it. And I know this is one deck, but like if they don't have enough interaction, Hammer Time will just race them easily. Like if you do not interact with this deck, and I mean the Through the Breach decks, they all do have some form of interaction. This deck is, however, really, really fast. What else? I don't know. I don't know what to say. Maybe people are just, like, distracted. Or this is just a better Through the Breach deck. Instead of Through the Breach, you're playing with Bring to Light. But I can't say for sure. Meta goes up, meta goes down. Anyone got Nescafe? Good morning, Endgame, Niels Nielsen, Andreas, Martin, Papa Joe. Good morning, everyone. All right, you know the deal. 3 question marks before the question, 3 question marks after the question helps me find your questions amongst all the comments I'm getting on my YouTube channels and Facebook fan page, or you can cheat the system with super chats. Donate with a super chat, and your question gets pushed to the top of my feed. Marie, Popper is banned Storm into Oblivion for a while. It's possible. I'm pretty sure they're going to hit 2 birds with 1 stone. I would be surprised if it's just 1 banning in 1 format. I think we're going to see at least 1 more banning in another format. Got so many formats. They got to clean it up once. They got to clean it up all at once. They are going to remove Exalted Dragon from the reserve list after yesterday. Maybe. You know, I'm wondering... This ability to sack your land is so unique. Maybe making a creature without this ability is actually a downside. Maybe from R&D's point of view, like there's no other dragon that is a sacrifice outlet. So maybe this is actually a bonus. Like you play Exalted Dragon because you want to sack your lands. There's like a strategic purpose for this. Maybe. Who knows? That's why they can make like strictly, or what looks like strictly better versions, but it really isn't a strictly better version. It's actually a worse version because you can't sack your lands. Can't sack your lands. Walter says, I still feel that Bauble could be on the block sooner than later. It's possible. I mean, it's hard to determine what Wizards is going to find as what's it called? Like a priority. Like a lot of people wanted Bauble banned a long time ago. But it didn't, even when Lurrus was around, I didn't feel like it crossed the line yet. Now as Dragon Rage Channeler, it's definitely a lot closer because it just enables that thing so easily. With to very little cost to your deck, you actually want Mishra's Bauble. It also helps facilitate Murktide region, so it could be. It could be. I don't know if Bauble has crossed the line yet. It's definitely getting there. I have definitely. I mean, if you know this channel, I mean, I'm 100% against the free spells. All the free spells at some point are going to get banned. If you bought Mishra's Bauble between now and 5 years from now, it's getting banned. I can tell that. I just don't know when. I don't know when it's going to get banned. At what point does Mishra's Bauble really, like, go too far? Wait, is this a joke? Is there a banning today? No joke. We're going to see something banned today. No jokes at all. Nick, just ban Dryad. I'm an Amulet Titan player and I hate the card. I also hate the card. It would really kick the Amulet players while they're down. Like, they don't feel like they're very well positioned right now. And if we even look at the metagame, like they're not, I mean, they're there. They're still there. But they've got some struggles. I guess their struggles are not nearly as high as everyone else's struggles. Just look at Jund. Poor Jund. I mean, really, you just have to become Rakdos Lurrus, right? Rakdos Lurrus. How many Lurrus decks are in here? This is a Lurrus deck. This is a Lurrus deck. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. But anyway, if you ban something from Amulet, they'd be like, what did we do? Well, you know, it's what you did in history. It's not what you're doing right now. It's what you did before and what you're going to do in the future. Yeah, there's a lot of Manamorphose probably one day is getting banned. But I don't know. Manamorphose comes and goes in its like bannability. Like right now, I don't even know if it's even a problem. Does anyone even play Manamorphose at the moment? I guess the Blitz deck. It's not a lot of decks. Manamorphose, it's not that easy to build your deck around Manamorphose. It's just that, yeah, when it's good, it's great. So I guess the Blitz deck still plays it. And by the way, have I lost the fucking war on this? I want to call this Is It Prowess. I've been calling it Is It Prowess from day one. But, like, the internet wants to just call it Is It Blitz. I'm playing Blitz. Blitz this, Blitz that. It's a Prowess deck, for fuck's sakes. It's Prowess. I mean, now they got a Dragon Rage channel in here, but the soul of it is Prowess. Look, Prowess. Keyword Prowess. Keyword Prowess. It was just blue-red Prowess. Why did we have to have mono-red Prowess and then blue-red Blitz? It's the same idea. It's just one of them's blue. Anyway, I think I've lost the war on this. Like, I've been calling it Is It Prowess for like a year. I don't know, it didn't really catch on for some damn reason. Is it Blitz or is it Prowess? Is it aggro? Pretty sure it's still called Prowess on MTG decks. Yes! We're gonna fight the good fight, people. We're gonna fight the good fight. We gotta fight the good fight. I'm not taking, like, what makes it so much faster than other Prowess decks? Victor says, maybe I'm just bad, but went 1-2 yesterday with the blue-red tempo yesterday. See no way to how to beat control or humans. Hey, maybe you just got unlucky. Look, I've had losing leagues. I've had losing FNMs all the time. Don't judge yourself over 3 games. Judge yourself after like 20 games. Give yourself 20 games and see how it is. And maybe you will learn how to play the deck better as you play those 20 games. Flagstone of Trocare combo with Exalted Dragon. Oh, boom. Now we're thinking. That's right. That's how we're going to abuse that Exalted Dragon. Definitely. Any unbans? That's a curious thing to ask. I doubt it. Unless they unban something in Historic, like, I don't know, what was that Treachery card? Like, there were some cards banned in Historic that I think are just absolute nonsense. They were just banned. The Agent of Treachery didn't make any sense. They were supposed to ban Winota. They banned a standard card at a time in Historic. Agent of Treachery saw no play. But, I mean, I don't know what else they could unban. Hey, Nikachu, Spaloon is such a strong dual commander? Probably. Probably. Unban Pod? I've made a video on this. You cannot unban Pod. You will win. Okay, so here, let me put it this way. Do you hate Teferi? Do you hate Teferi because after it enters the battlefield, you can't attack it and kill it the next turn and the rest of the game is misery? Well, guess what? If you want to unban Birthing Pod, it is way worse. Because Birthing Pod will say, can you blow me up or deal with me? Because if you don't, the next turn, they win on the spot. They will just win on the spot. If they've got 8 life, 4 mana, and a 1 mana dork out, you are dead. You're just straight up dead. And if you aren't dead, you're going to be dead on value because they can outgrind anything. So anyway, I think Pod is a very dangerous unban. It's a very bad unban. Do you know what a hot unban topic is right now? Is Splinter Twin. That is a hot topic right now because this has received the seal of unbanning approval of multiple big influencers. We're talking like Sam Black, Aspiring Spike, and many others. They think now that there are enough free ways to answer a Splinter Twin, and for all colors, like white has Solitude, green has Force of Vigor, black was the only one that always had something. What's it called? The Death Pact. Whatever, the Black Pact. There was also, what's it called? Blue has Force of Negation, and red has... Does red have shit? I mean, red can just win before, like, Splinter Twin even combos off, I guess. But it's not easy, actually. Even for the red decks, it's not easy. Yeah, they had Slaughter Packs. Classic. And that saw play back then because of the twin. The twin combos. Those twin players had to play around Slaughter Packs all the time. So this is a really big, potential card to get unbanned. Huge potential. Just because, like, it's so community-based. It's so community-based. Like, when people... Like, something is legal until everyone complains about it, and then they ban it. And they do listen to the community now. And if the community is now going back on Splinter Twin, saying, you know what, this card is totally fine, then there actually is a chance. You know, it's not some random trolls on the internet now that are like, oh, unbanned Splinter Twin meme. No, now, like, very serious... very, very serious pros and players think that it's safe to unban Twin. The red deck is the Twin deck. Oh, red does have tool. Well, they don't have free tools, but they have those, like, 1 mana uncounterable deal 4 damage to target creature or whatever. So, I mean, there's some chance that this card is going to get unbanned. Now, do I think it's a good unban? I think Modern can suck up this card. I just don't know if you're going to like it when it gets unbanned. I definitely think Twin is still going to be a really powerful deck in the metagame. Like, it's still going to be really strong. And I don't, like, they're going to adopt a third color, whether it's white for Teferi Time Raveler or whatever. It's going to be still a very, very strong force to deal with. When there is no clear villain, ban desires are a Rorschach test for what decks people to play. Yeah, I think there's still going to be a lot of people who are going to hate Splinter Twin. Splinter Twin just makes the... Like, even if there are free spells, I mean, you still need to have the free spell in your hand. And it's not even clear that if the Twin player gets 2 for 1, it'll be, like, the end of the world. Not to mention, they can defend themselves, right? They can defend themselves. Oh, you play Solitude? Okay, remand the damn thing. You know what I mean? So I don't think Twin would dominate the way it did before, but it would still be a top deck, and I don't think people would be happy playing against it. Are we sure Modern is getting touched? We do not know at all. This is all pure, absolute, pure baseless speculation. The greatest theory is that Historic is getting touched, at the very least. Probably Brainstorm on the chopping block, because there is an arena update today, as they do on the Wednesdays. Hence why they are like, there's like a hyper VNR announcement happening right now. Artifact land unbanning would be unbanning would be awesome. I mean, maybe. The artifact decks seem to be doing okay right now, so I don't know if they want to bring out more of that stuff. It's random. I mean, it can be anywhere between the afternoon to the late evening. I guess what's important is that they probably want to give us... Well, here's a good question. When do they update Arena? Like, when does the update happen? Usually in the afternoon? Or closely? I'm not sure when. But I'm certain that they're going to want the announcement out before that update happens. Yeah, so, like, probably the Squirrel card is probably going to get banned. And, like Chatterstorm. Yeah, so we have Chatterstorm here. This is a very likely candidate to get banned in Pauper. It really could be nothing. Like not nothing, but like just a historic card. But I imagine that, you know, these days with these BNR announcements, you know, they want to hit 2 birds with 1 stone. Ranmook says, I support the unbanning of Faithless looting. I do not. I think unbanning Faithless looting is an absolute fucking disaster. Alright, let's, oh shit. Do I have questions to answer? Bengus! Didn't they ban Teferi in Historic mostly because it wasn't fun to play against? Yes. It wasn't because it was good, it was because it wasn't fun to play against. Same thing in Pioneer. Like, it was not worth banning based on power level. So, but that's the point. Like, they are listening to the community. So when the community is loud enough and strong enough, they will take action because of it. And they could do the same thing with Splinter Twin in terms of unbanning it. They listen to the community. The community, people! So whenever they ban or unban cards that you like or don't like, just remember, Wizards listen to the community. They listen to you. They gave you a chance. Shangoran asks, is this Nintendo 64 music? A lot of it is, yes. You cannot have Splinterman into Fairy in Modern. Well, maybe you can. Like, maybe you can. We don't know how the deck plays out. Because if you're playing turn 3 to Fairy, then you're not playing turn 3 Pestermite or Deceiver Exarch into turn 4 Splinter Twin. Now your fastest kill is turn 5. And you might be dead by then, just based on creatures on board, you know? So we don't know how those decks play out. We don't know how they play out. James is like, ban Urza Saga? No. 0% chance they ban Urza Saga. Too new. Way too new. Murktide gives me Treasure Cruise vibes. What do you think? I think Murktide gives me, like, Gurmag Angler vibes. I mean, if you never played with Gurmag Angler, and I guess you only played with Treasure Cruise because you were a blue player, then yeah, maybe it does give you the treasure. You know, remove all those cards from the graveyard, put this value in play. The value, people, the value. What days and times do you stream? I always miss that stuff. Well, you can definitely catch me on Sunday. Sunday's becoming a little random. I'm doing it a little bit earlier now. Like 10:30, 11:30 Central Standard Time, and then I randomly will stream in the evening for an hour, sometimes. Nikachu, can you play the new video of MTG Remy, please? Is so funny. All right, let's go watch Remy for a second. Is everyone a fan of Remy out there? Don't worry, be happy. A little promo for our good friend Remy here.
Season 8 of luxury yacht swap. Don't do it. Free trial started.
And it's all smooth sailing until you forget.
Okay, so I'll kill your only blocker. Go to combat. Attack with Inferno Titan. Trigger. Bolt you. And I think I win? A big creature coming for your head. If it connects, you will be dead. Don't worry. Play snappy. Block. They play Approach of the Second Sun. Counter spells in hand, you've got none. But don't worry. Play snappy. Don't worry, play snappy now. It's okay, you got snappy. See? He drops a Chroma Angel of Wrath. You wishing you hadn't used that path. Don't worry. Blink snappy. I am a clone, just entered the game. This creature next to me's kind of lame. Hey, don't worry. Be snappy. You can enter the battlefield as snappy. Look at that smile on your face. He's snappy. You cast a snappy target, commit. They use a news to go exile it. Don't worry. Too snappy. My automobile was in a crash. I wanna fix it but don't have cash. Don't worry. Sell snappy. They're expensive. You can sell snappy. Oh, the car is totaled. Well, you got the box topper version. Sell snappy. No patron, sell snappy.
Well, the one thing I don't get, though, is, like, I don't know how Snappy deals with an already resolved and attacking Inferno Titan. Because all the counter spells that you flash back from the graveyard isn't really going to save your ass in this situation. But aside from that, Remy is gold. For all MTG comedy parodies and also music videos, go check out MTG Remy. He's got like a huge backlog of stuff you can go check out. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, just block with Snappy. Doesn't it have to trample? I might be wrong. I thought all the Titans have trample. No, it doesn't actually. You can actually chump with this thing. I mean, if you need to buy time. For Snappy, chompy away. Yeah, I guess you have 4 turns to live, and because it has flash speed, you dodge the deal 3 damage trigger. So do we have banning state? Well, we got no announcement yet. We have the announcement that there is going to be an announcement. That's what we got so far. That's the closest we got. It is confirmed that there is a page that we are not authorized to access that for July 21st today. We just don't know what the hell it is. What does public opinion say? Brainstorm and Historic, like that's what I also think, and then maybe Pauper, Storm, and Affinity. Is Affinity that bad in Pauper? I imagine the tools just suck in Pauper. There could be an unbanning as well. Who knows what the unban? I don't think it would be Splinter Twin just yet because we just the idea that we could unban Splinter Twin is just really new and fresh, like as of just a few weeks old. So long, Brainstorm. Yeah, a lot of people are on Brainstorm. Well, here's the thing. Hold on. Why do we have announcements for announcements? We don't actually have an announcement. We just have someone who hacked. You know, they just looked it up on look to see if there's a BNR announcement. I don't know who does this. Who decides to go like July-21-2021- ban and restricted announcement. Like, how do they know what to put in? I don't know. Somebody knows how to put this, like, just put in the absolute perfect URL. Maybe it's an inside job. And they realize, no, you are not authorized to access this page. And if you're not authorized to access this page, that means the page exists. There is something there. You're just not allowed to see it. That'd be the problem. Well, I don't know if they could Google it. Can you Google it? Can you Google something that's not public? You can just automate something to web scrape? All right. You people have your ways. I'm not a webmaster. I'm a merfolk master. I don't know how to navigate Google like you guys. I imagine other BNR use the same URL format. Maybe. Well, no, the date isn't changed. It looks like at the end they're also changing. What does RTRWTG mean? Return to Ravnica? I don't know. Like, I don't understand these last characters. Too early to assume a ban for Book of Exalted Deeds in Standard, kind of like Omnath in October last year. Didn't they ban it already? Or they banned it for like the coming set or something. And but you know what? Let's get back into that one, like that discussion, the Book of Exalted Deeds. I don't understand why actually this card is getting banned in best of 1 but not best of 3. So it's like legal in Standard now, but it's not going to be legal for long. But but only on Arena it's getting banned in best of 1. I find that is a weird take to have because so the idea is like you can put a counter on a creature or on an angel specifically, and there is what is the land called? Faithless Haven. Thank you. So there's a combo with Faithless Haven where if you put the counter on this and then it just becomes a land, well, you can't lose the game. because Book of Exalted Deeds specifically says that, okay, exile the Book of Exalted Deeds, put an enlightened counter on target angel, which will be the Faithless Haven. It gains you can't lose the game, and your opponents can't win the game, or activate only as a sorcery. And so the deal is, so you put on this, it becomes like, it goes away from being a creature and back into a land. Well, you can't interact with it. Well, but here's the thing. If you're in the mirror match game 1, you're still in the same fucked position where neither player can win or lose. Like, that's the problem. So I'm wondering, so there is no solution in game 1, but there's in a best of 1 game, but there's still no solution in a best of 3 game in game 1, right? So you'll still have this problem. So if you're in a best of 3 game and both players have the Faithless Haven combo out, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna wait for one person to resign to go to sideboard? No, it doesn't make any sense. So like it doesn't matter if it's banned in best of 1. It actually has to be banned in best of 3 as well. What I think they should do, maybe no, I think they should have rules for draws. Like, how about this? How about a rule like this? If both players have no library and you were to draw a card and there's nothing to draw from, the game is a draw. I think you should have. I think the rules of the game should have access to a draw. Just make an extra button, offer a draw. Well, I don't know if that's something they want to incentivize. I think they want to incentivize people to play out the game. But I think there should be a rule in the game where if neither player has a library and if you were to draw a card and there is no card to draw from, the game is a draw and you move on to the next game. So that way you could, you know, best of 3 have timers. Well, whatever. You just pass the turn back and forth. What are you going to do? I think we have a rule like that already with regards to game states that don't progress. Yeah, but it doesn't matter on MTG Arena. Actually, can anyone clarify exactly how the timer in best of 3 works? Like, what happens with the timer? If you're playing in a... If you're playing online. Yeah, it's very simple. I mean, that's why they're banning it. That's why they emergency banned the Book of Exalted Deeds. It's exactly for the Nexus thing. It's Nexus 2.0, where you can't finish the game. It's a chess clock in best of 3. Can you see it? It's like a chess one. It's like a chess one. The one losing time lost. If you are just passing, it doesn't end. Well, that's what I'm getting at. But even then, you can pass the turn. Well, then the game is still pretty stupid because the game will go about who can pass the turn the fastest and do nothing. So anyway, this is like a really stupid combo. You saw the SCG tour coming back in paper, right? So much hype. Is the tour coming back in paper? I heard the tour came back online. Like the SCG tour came back online and they might have some paper stuff, but I don't know if it's a full-fledged SCG tour on paper. I would need to see a source for that. I know something about SCG came back and they're definitely doing it something for online. I don't know if it's confirmed for paper. I don't think it is. Well, let me quit. I'll do a quick Google search. Not search, but SCG tour. What's going on with the latest for SCG tour? See, I see this, like I saw posts like this, SCG Tour online returns, but not actually SCG returns. The collective disappointment of SCG Tour announcing it's bringing back the online tour, so it's not paper. So I mean, I need to see a source. They haven't brought paper back. They brought the online tour back. I mean, the paper stuff is gonna come back eventually. It's inevitable. Good afternoon, Tiago. See you later. Also, the Invitational is paper at Halloween, SCG Con. That's it. Okay. So there is some paper aspect to it, but it's mostly online. Well, you can post links, but the problem is I personally cannot click it on this client. Like, I can't access links here. Sam Smith says, maybe they make a rule change. Sideboards finally move to 20 cards. But that doesn't change anything. That doesn't help the Book of Exalted Deeds combo. I don't think increasing the sideboard solves anything. Dancy says, what happens when a card has game ends in a draw in the rules text during a competitive game? Oh, when the game ends in a draw? So here's the deal. A lot of you might think that Magic is a best of 3 game. That's actually not true. It's actually considered best or first to 2 wins. So you could have a draw, another draw, and another draw, but the match is actually still going on. We just call it best of 3, but it's actually a lie. It's the best, it's the first who can win 2 games. That's actually what it's technically, that's what you're technically fighting for. So if you get a draw, and then you win a game, you still need to win another game in order to win the match. Or if you draw, and you win a game, then you still need to win one more to win the match. As weird as that sounds. That's how the rules work. I'm sure someone out there just learned this today. But I don't know about I've never heard of a card that says draw on it. Is that why in Arena it's called traditional, standard, / historic, then best of 3? Oh, maybe. Maybe that's true. That's possible. Yeah, unless the time runs out. Then if the time runs out, whoever has the most wins wins. So if there's like draw, and you won one, and then there's the time runs out and no one can win the game from there, then the person who has the most wins will win from there. The best way, the best way to remove that counter when the card becomes a land again. Why? Why is Pioneer dead? No promotion. Like, no promotion. Wizards is going harder into Historic. They're fostering that baby way more than Pioneer. It's hard for them to promote Pioneer because then they have to promote people to Magic the Gathering Online, and that might not be something that they really dedicatedly want to do. And they want to promote it more for paper play. Like, that was the whole idea. Dark Runner says, I don't think they could take anything off the ban list. People keep speculating, but it'd be hard to take anything off. Well, it depends on the format. I think they can still take a lot of stuff off of the modern ban list. Well, maybe not a lot. We've already taken a lot of the... We've actually taken a lot of the stuff off over the years. I mean, there used to be so much junk on that modern ban list that didn't make any sense at all. And now is actually just mostly broken cards now. Actually legitimate banned cards, but there's still some stuff to take out. I would take off Ponder and Preordain myself. I really don't think they're that bad. I don't think they're the boogeymen that everyone thinks they are. Do you think something important comes to Modern? I doubt that they're going to do anything for Modern, but you never know. You never know what they'll do. I'm actually totally for... I think GT is like it's nothing compared to what we already have. Will they play it? Sure. It will not be that big of an upgrade, though. In some cases, in a lot of cases, Sword of Fire and Ice is actually way better than GT. Thoughts on a new Forgotten Realms set? Good, bad, worth buying some packs? It's worthless. It's absolute garbage. There's so much negativity for this set. Even the limited players don't even like it very much. This is a pretty trash set. If there's any golden gems, maybe this will be an interesting set to speculate on. But there really isn't that many good cards in it. Draft experience apparently is very frustrating. Not a very good set to buy into. Should Modern Reanimator be running Darcy? Probably not. Probably not. Well, I don't think... Okay, so Deck Wolf says, I don't think Saga gets banned. It's powerful but not broken. I don't think it gets banned because it's new. It's too new, and it's not dominating enough. Like, they're not going to ban the cards from this premier set that they just sold, like, a month ago. Like, they're not touching those cards. Unless... it's not a Hogak situation. It's not Hogak. We didn't get a Hogak 2.0 here. Should Modern Reanimator be running Sire of Insanity? It's possible. I mean, it's a very good Reanimator target. I beat a Sire of Insanity, though. My opponent went, like, turn 2 Sire of Insanity. I dumped my hand. I had, like, 1 creature on the battlefield, and I won. I top deck a Lord, and I raced that fucking thing. It was hilarious. Willem's like, I'm 85% sure it's Brainstorm being banned in Historic. I'm like 95% sure. But I'm never more than 95% sure on anything. You can never be better. You can never be, no, unless you have inside information, you can never know better than 95%. Think Ragavan is or will be ban worthy? Definitely. I don't know about will be ban worthy, but it's a very, very strong card. We have way more actually than 540 views. What do we got? We have 208 on Nikachu MTG streams. I'm curious, who wants to be on Nikachu MTG streams more than a Nikachu MTG? Maybe it's less spammy looking over there because there's less viewers. Do you think Street Wraith could get a ban in the near future? Not in the near future, maybe somewhere deep in the future, like 10 years from now. Of course, it's a free effect. The free effect is a big deal. I always find it interesting whenever I have the word ban in the title of my stream, so that's when everybody comes out. You know, that's where the hype discussion comes. Everyone wants to know, oh my god, what is getting banned? What's happening? What's it gonna be? Do we have a BNR announcement yet? I'm just gonna quickly go. Oh yeah, people love the drama. They absolutely love the drama. But also, it's a big financial thing. Like, let's say you just bought into a deck. You spent $350. Well, now you want to know, is this deck still going to be worth it? Like, these BNR announcements are so political because there's so much on the line. I mean, it has something to do with your culture and community that might be built on this deck. It has a huge financial cost. Like, there's definitely risk involved. Big deal. You see, some people have so much money in Magic, but some people have so much money in one deck. And sometimes their whole deck might hinge on this one card. And people just cannot stand playing with a tier 2 or tier 3 deck. They bought into this deck to be tier 1. The card is banned. Well, now the deck is, like, useless. Or useless in their mind. They didn't love the counterspell art drama nearly as much. Yes. Mikey J is like, wait, are you saying people get emotional when money is involved? And that's the thing. That's what makes Magic magic. A lot of people that are like, Magic would be so much better if all the cards were free. Well, you know what? I don't think Magic would be Magic if all the cards were just perfectly free. I think Magic is what it is because the cards cost money. It actually gives you some incentive to buy into them because you know if you buy a $20 card, you can then sell it for 20 bucks. If you bought $20 cards or even $5 cards that were worth nothing, then it wouldn't be the same thing. Papa Joe says, I don't sympathize with people that are meta chasing, at least not for non-rotating formats. I mean, neither do I. But that's why I stick to the same deck over and over again. There's a hot take. Faithless looting Mystical Archive best art. I mean, based on controversy, that could be true. I mean, Torborg says, didn't you just describe Arena like cards that are worth nothing and you pay something, get nothing? So, I mean, you are paying something. You're paying with your time. If you want the free cards from Arena, you gotta grind like crazy. And grinding in the beginning really sucks. Like, in the beginning, your deck sucks. They give you garbage for free. And you are just... I mean, you're basically just trying to hit... You're barely winning, because the cards are all garbage. You very quickly run into, like, good decks. So you're just trying to complete the tasks, to get the rewards, and then after you complete enough tasks, I don't even want to call it tasks. They have some, I don't want to call them missions either. I don't remember what they call them on Arena. But you know, you have the challenges. You have these challenges to complete every single day, and if you complete the challenges, then you get the money, and then one day you could spend the money on a real deck. Quests, is that what they call them? You have quests. The daily quests. That's right. I don't remember what the hell it's called. The dailies. Your daily things to do. So if you grind the dailies with a complete shit deck, you know, you kill a blue creature once in a while to kill 20 blue creatures. Then you get the money. And then you, like, my recommendation on Arena is put like 100 or somewhere between $50 and $150 into the client to get a reasonably good deck, because you can get like most decks for, I think, between $50 and $150, and then grind from there. And then the grinding is easy, and then not only do you get money from winning, but also you get money from completing the quests. Because the problem is, like, if you want to grind from the beginning, it really, really sucks. But if you just put a little bit of money in, you give yourself a huge head start, and I mean, you can like basically play for free from there. I put in like, I think $100, and I have not put any more money in since then. And I probably could have just put in $50, but I desperately needed some gold cards for some content, so. That's what I did. I bought TBD, Theros Beyond Death, and Strixhaven. I play for free, saved up to get the pass last season. Sweet. Chris Campbell, Magic the Gathering Online is greater than Magic the Gathering Arena. But if only we could play Magic the Gathering Online on our phones. Can't do that. You can also build targeted decks with the free cards they give you. Like, I've built a deck that does nothing but kill to hit those kill. Oh, that is interesting. You can build decks that just complete your dailies. That is very clever. We're learning something here, people. Yeah, don't play to win. Play to, like, fulfill your dailies. So if your opponent's, like, wondering, why is my opponent killing all my creatures? But they're not doing anything. Like, they're not even attempting to win the game. So, I mean, these are like, this is like a daily deck. This is the daily meta out there. You gotta beat the meta and the daily meta when you're in scrub territory. I hate those decks. Walter is a genius. This is a really good idea. I never would have thought about that. I never would have thought about that. So probably in the beginning, you build decks just to complete the daily, so you can grind that daily money as quickly as possible. Hafiz says I do that all the time. So anyway, that was pretty funny. I never thought of targeted decks. Buy Thrasta, it's less than $1. Honestly, okay, when a card that looks really strong is like that cheap, yeah, I think you would jump on that. Because it has like nowhere to go down. Like, what if it goes down to 25 cents? Who cares? But the thing is, the day they break Thrasta, like, isn't it, and also isn't it mythic? I might be wrong. Maybe it's a rare. No, this is mythic. This is a very cheap mythic. How is it $1? Oh, it is $1. Look at this. Non-foil, $1. That is a very dirt cheap mythic. That's a good spec right there. That is a very, very good spec. Why is a mythic that low? And it's got so many words on it. Like, how does this not become a card one day? How does this not become a card one day? This is absolute bullshit. I actually thought this was going to be one of the stronger cards in the set, but it has no home. I guess. What we need to do is, like, put this in a deck that, I don't know, with Leyline of Anticipation, so you can play it at flash speed, and then when what's it called? when a Storm player is going, or not a Storm, when a Prowess player is going off, you just play this Thrasa at end of turn. It's like, I mean, this is as cheap as it possibly could get. What are my thoughts on Bone Picker? Isn't that the removal spell? Oh, no, this card is terrible. This card's been out for forever. So it's a Delver if a creature died this turn, but a creature has to die this turn, otherwise it's a clunky nonsense. I don't know, maybe in the right... Here's a few things you have to consider. There may not be a creature to kill. Like, against some combo decks, there'll be just nothing in play for it to die, so you just have a Bone Picker stuck in your hand the entire time. So there's some liabilities with this card. Okay, I love the attention I'm getting today. The views are up enormous. Fuck it. We'll have a longer stream today. We got big viewers today. Big viewers, big everything. Bigger number, better streamer. Thrasta gets tons of play if it were 11 in G. Maybe. I don't know. That's possible. I think this is like pretty aggressive as it is. The problem is getting the spells cast. I think the problem is putting this in the right deck. Oh yeah, we need the big viewers. If I don't have big viewers, I'm gonna fucking quit this thing. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Unban Punishing Fire, please. Punishing Fire. What a card. I don't know if this is safe to unban. Like, I don't think it's going to be as disastrous as people think, but at the same time, I know it's not, like, perfectly safe. Oh, BNR is up? All right, we waited long enough. All right, let's go check out the BNR announcement. Let's go! Oh, come on, Wizards. Do they hide the BNR announcement or something? Okay, hold on. I'll go to... Go to trusty Twitter. Is the BNR announcement up? It's not live. I think we've been jebaited. You fucking jebaited me, damn it. Okay, let's get back to talking about Punishing Fire. So Punishing Fire, I mean, like, I think it cooks decks that are not doing very well, but against the decks that are doing very well, I don't think it does enough. Like, I mean, it sort of hits Ragavan. Like, it hits Ragavan, but Ragavan's gonna get value. Apparently it is up. It's up. Then where do I get it? It's, like, I'm on daily MTG and I don't see it. Unless it's not here. Wizards is pretty shitty when it comes to their articles. Let's go to Magic TCG. The Redditing. Okay, so can we get a link, damn it? The commander you just started building is banned. Oh, we got jebaited again. How do I should have put, like, no, I don't want hot, I want new. I'm gonna filter for new. There we go. Let's go. Let's do this. Boom. Only one thing, historic. Brainstorm is banned. To nobody's fucking surprise. Nothing else, though. In the banned and restricted announcement for Historic in June, we mentioned that we were keeping an eye on the high play rate and perceived dominance of blue-red decks in general, and Brainstorm in particular. By the way, this is a huge wave of relief for all the players who thought something that was going to get banned out of their modern decks. As we watched, we saw an interesting pattern emerge. Though decks like Izzet Phoenix and Jeskai Control represented a metagame share that usually indicates a dominantly powerful deck, their win rates have generally been fair and healthy. For example, Izzet Phoenix was approximately 30% of the metagame in July Strixhaven League weekend. 30% is healthy? What the fuck? And which is a very high percentage. Oh, they said that was a very high percentage for one deck to claim. But its win rate there was only, its high percentage, but win rate is only 51.5%, far from dominating or threatening. The matches are internal data, which consistently show Izzet Phoenix with a win rate a bit above 52% and Jeskai Control a bit above 51% in high-level best-of-3 play. Given these lower win rates for Izzet Phoenix and Jeskai Control and the presence of multiple other archetypes with strong records against both these decks and the rest of the field, we expected to see a metagame share of these decks decline over time. Though we saw some reduction, the combined metagame share amongst high-level players in best-of-3 ladder play declined steadily from 17% in mid-June to 14% more recently. These two decks have remained the most played there, usually by a good margin. Well, maybe, because when the deck is the most played, it's going to be just 50-50 against itself and eat its own win rate. When evaluating a format, our goals are generally to create a balanced, fun, and diverse metagame. While decks like Izzet Phoenix and Jeskai Control are not showing win rates that threaten balance, their steadily high metagame share is certainly harming deck diversity, which in turn reduces the fun of the format. The fun of the format, people! The fun. It's all about the fun. It's not about the stats anymore. It's about the fun of the format. Competitive play is turning into Commander, people. It's all about fun. While we are seeing some motion to correct this, the rate of change is too gradual to quickly address the format imbalance. To improve format diversity, Brainstorm is suspended in Historic. So they're suspending it. They're gonna see what changes, and if nothing changes, that means it could come back. They are suspending Brainstorm. While our most recent actions in Historic have been bans, such as those for Time Warp and Thassa's Oracle, those were cases where we had a clear and convincing data showing those cards were problematic. In this case, the data is less clear, and that is exactly where we prefer to utilize suspension. We will continue to monitor the Historic meta closely to see if it reaches a point where reintroducing Brainstorm seems safe, or if we should move to fully ban Brainstorm. Brainstorm is a fucked card. I mean, it's funny. It doesn't look like much. It looks like it only draws you one card, gets you one card deep, but the fact that it can like put two useless cards back on top of your library, look 3 deep, that's the value of Brainstorm. It's all about the funds. It's all about the funds now. Where is this comment? This was a good one. Spencer P. We care about the fun of the format. Wizards of the Coast laughs in money. Absolutely. You're gonna pay for that fun, people. You gotta pay. You want fun, you gotta pay for it. They pay for it in Commander, that's for sure. Faithless looting was way worse than Brainstorm in my opinion. I just play Leyline of the Void to deal with it, but is Faithless looting still legal in Historic? I mean, Faithless looting one day is probably gonna get banned in Historic. I mean, this is an egregious card. I'm surprised this card is only banned in Modern. Maybe we're the only format that can really put a lot of heat on with this card. That is so funny. No, too strong. I think this card is way too strong and busted, and maybe it's seeing some similarities with the Phoenix deck in Historic. But I mean, how many Historic decks play Faithless looting? Is there more than one? I mean, we all know like Brainstorm was being played in everything. I would say Expressive Iteration is more powerful than Brainstorm. I mean, that's debatable, but the Brainstorm is more... You need to be in the Izzet colors for Expressive Iteration, so there is at least a little cost there. Brainstorm, any blue deck can play that. Bring Careful Study. I still wouldn't want to see Careful Study in Modern. But in Historic, they could possibly replace Faithless Looting with Careful Study. That might be a big thing. Worst B&O announcement I've ever seen. I'm not even getting my wildcards back. Oh yeah, because it's suspended, right? Well, you might get... I mean, when they ban it, they'll get the wild cards. Legacy Phoenix is fucking swag. The deck is really fun. Like, the deck plays Land Grant. I guess that's a thing. So what is the ban? The ban, Brainstorm is banned in guess in what format. Guess what format? Historic. Did I give you a heart attack? Did I give any legacy players that just jumped in a heart attack? I mean, that should be the clickbait title. Brainstorm is banned. ... Or, yeah, just a ... And you have to click on the video to see what happened. And then for some people who don't play Historic, they're like, nothing got banned. Your sagas are safe. All the modern players sigh in a wave of relief. But you know who's the real loser out of all this is the Pauper players. Yeah, so like here, Deck and Wolf is like, how long before Chatterstorm gets the axe and Pauper? Like the Pauper players, I see the frustration. I'm not even following any Pauper players on Twitter, but I can see the frustration in like, I don't know, the people who like tweets to people I loosely follow. Or people I loosely follow like tweets based on all the Pauper. Yeah, there's a lot of cries in Pauper right now. Pauper's not happy. They want the Chatterstorm banned. And Affinity fixed. You could make a video title, you'll never guess which legacy staple got banned. I mean, yeah, that's super clickbait. I should just go Brainstorm is banned as the... or unbelievable. They finally banned Brainstorm. And then it's like, it's banned in Historic. Just freak out all the legacy players. Okay, now is a good time to switch it up. It is time for deck list review. All right, so if you want your deck list reviewed, Coffee Crew, you know how to submit it. You go into my description. You join my Discord. There is a link to my Discord there. Once you join my Discord, you join the channel deck list review, and then in deck list review, submit your list with ! review deck space, give the URL to your deck list. Anything but deck stats, not .net, please. I appreciate it. And you'll be eligible to get reviewed by myself and the Coffee Crew on deck list review. So good luck to everybody. Okay, I saw what I wanted to see. Goodbye. I know. I can see the number. The numbers are collapsing, and I'm like, okay, everyone got the answer that they needed. Speculation is over. Brainstorm is banned in Historic. Let's get to deck list review. I fucked up my submission and bought no like resubmit. No, you can keep trying. It's all good. If you get an answer, if it tells you that you're in queue, then you did it. If you didn't, you might not have done it right if you don't get the bot's approval that you've joined the queue. Sometimes like the bot is a little clunky, so you can just try it again. Just do the exact same thing that you did. I think you did it. Review deck. Yeah, ! Review deck. You gave a URL. Looks good. Built different. Just try it again. You can't really be dealt with by most decks since most of the time the squirrels have haste. That's shitty. Fast squirrels. You know who doesn't like squirrels? My mother. My mother hates squirrels. She traps squirrels like one a day and then drives across the city to release it in the middle of nowhere. Squirrels are the bane of her yard. Alright, let's get the show on the road. This was a long one. I did it for the views. We went the extra distance. Anglers or anglers. What the hell? Whatever. Congratulations, you're the next contestant on deck list review. Teamer Breach mid-range. Got Breeding Pool, Field of Ruin, blah, blah, blah. Let's get to the game. Prosperous Innkeeper? What, this isn't... What, it's not legal yet? Courser of Crewfix, Emrakul the Ion's Torn, Often of Baloth, Prosperous Innkeeper, enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Shardless Agent, I guess to find the Prosperous Innkeeper. Tireless Tracker, Fire and Ice, Lightning Bolt. Well, you can have Shardless Agent in this deck. I don't know, or can you? Can have Lightning Bolt. So what is this? This is a Teamer Breach mid-range deck. So you've got the Through the Breach. You got Shardless Agent into... Well, maybe Shardless Agent into Utopia Sprawl is not too bad. It's just that Shardless Agent into these weird random things are weird. But okay, I'll give you this. I like the idea of maybe ramping, but I don't know if I like Lightning Bolt as being one of your Shardless Agent targets. Maybe it's better than I think it is. What's with the Courser of Crewfix, though? Play with the top card of your library revealed. May play the top card of your library if it's a land. I'm not sure if I'm for the Obstinate Baloth. Yeah, maybe change Shardless Agent for an Arbor, or change the... Maybe change Shardless Agent for it. Yeah, okay, you could ramp turn 3 Through the Breach with, what's it called? With Utopia Sprawl and Arbor Elf. That's actually pretty sick. I like that idea. Oh, that is a good idea. Maybe we swap the Lightning Bolt for Bone Crusher Giant so we don't hit it with Shardless Agent. Plus, that's good value. Now, the only problem with that is that this deck now starts to lack things to do on turn 1. But maybe that's not so necessary. Well, it's a Through the Breach deck. I mean, that's the idea. You Through the Breach and Emrakul in play, and you hope to win from there. But it's got some value added to it. So, like, even if you don't have a combo, you can grind them out with, like, Tireless Tracker and stuff like that. I'd probably have one less Obstinate Baloth, one more Tireless Tracker. I guess Courser is fine. Like, it helps get value. Sideboard Anger, Cleansing Wildfire, Endurance, Force of Vigor, Obstinate Baloth. Relic, Thragtusk, 3 Veil of Summer. You could probably deal with one less Thragtusk, one more Obstinate Baloth. I don't know what the difference between these two are for you. Usually people just play one over the other. I see that you're quite diversified here. Make it a Cascade Through the Breach deck while we're at it. Add some Rhinos. I mean, it'll only work if you don't have any 1-drops, because otherwise you're going to hit the Utopia Sprawl once in a while. You're going to hit some other stuff. But I mean, I do like how this deck can go like Shardless Agent into Utopia Sprawl, and then you'll turn 4 have the Through the Breach pretty reliably. And same thing with this Prosperous Innkeeper, because when it enters the battlefield, you get a treasure token, so you're still ramping. And you might have... I mean, that's not too bad. You go... I'm all for that. Shardless Agent into Prosperous Innkeeper, so you have 3 power on the board, plus you're on the ramp, and you also gain some life. So whenever another creature enters... So you're also going to gain life here, because Prosperous Innkeeper resolves first. Then the Shardless Agent enters the battlefield, and you gain the life. So that's actually not too bad. Yeah, we already looked at it. Brainstorm banned in Historic. Violent Outburst. Blue is pretty good, though. So this is going... Because we're not trying to combo with Violent Outburst, we're trying to get some value out of Shardless Agent. Because it's a very light splash. Not to mention, we use the blue with a Fire and Ice here. And maybe first... Do we use any Cyber cards? We do have... No, this is a maybe board. It's a very light blue splash. I think we can defend it. Because Violent Outburst doesn't... It'd be like 3 mana, put a Utopia Sprawl in play. It would be terrible. Use Dead Gone for turn 1 play. Deals 2 damage to target creature. I think we could do better than this. Return target creature you don't control to its owner's hand. Yeah, we have Fire and Ice in here. Okay, so my light suggestions would be turn this Baloth into a tracker. Maybe you want more of these? I don't know. I don't know if there's that many that much discard here. I guess you could leave it alone. But you have to get rid of... I think you have to get rid of this Lightning Bolt. Maybe make it a Bone Crusher Giant. So that the Shardless Agent... Like, so that you know what you're going to hit with the Shardless Agent. Yeah, I understand. You're using Dead Gone. Is this worth it, though? Because dead just sucks. It's not really that good. Dealing 2 damage to a creature is not strong right now. You kill just Ragavan, that's it. Maybe Dragon Rage Chandler if it's very early on, I guess, early on in the game. No, Fire and Ice actually doesn't. The split cards now, if you want it, the converted, not the mana value of a split card is the mana value of both of them combined. So this has a mana value of 1. This one has a mana value of 3. Combine them together as a mana value of 4. Oh yeah, Brainstorm is suspended, not banned. Sorry. It's effectively banned. We know it's not coming back. That's the deal. Maybe Shardless Agent into Lightning Bolt is really not that bad. What's your mana looking like? It looks okay. I think you can defend Field of Ruin because you don't have a lot of double green cards. Like, it's just Courser, Obstinate Bailout, that 4 mana. So you can probably run Field of Ruin. For N and 6 anyway, Utopia Sprawl. I would say, okay, if you're finding value out of this Lightning Bolt from your Shardless Agent, keep playing it. Otherwise, remove it for something else. Because I think getting to through the Breach mana is going to be pretty important. Yeah, double blue would be very hard to play. Do you need Cleansing Fire, Wildfire, and Field of Ruin? Well, Field of Ruin is too slow on the draw versus Urza's Saga, but Cleansing Wildfire is on time. Stupid Headless Kid says, really just Brainstorm in Historic? I was expecting something more. Yeah, the BNR is over. Historic got suspended. Sorry. I was supposed to say Historic just got suspended in Brainstorm. Brainstorm got suspended in Historic. MTG Foil says, happy birthday, Arthur. I know you are watching. All right. Happy birthday, Arthur. Have a good morning. Well, I don't have... Now, the list is pretty clean. I mean, you got a clean list. There's really nothing I can really argue with. Somehow I want something better than Courser, but Courser is a fine card. It's fine. I don't know what else to put in here. And maybe Lightning Bolt should still be here. I would still maybe lean on something like Bone Crusher Giant so that's not hit by the Shardless Agent. You can definitely hit Prosperous Innkeeper and Utopia Sprawl. And the other option is... Well, you know what? Like, I mean, Prosperous Innkeeper is okay, but maybe Prosperous Innkeeper should be Arbor Elf. Just because that like, every deck playing Utopia Sprawl plays Arbor Elf. Or almost everyone. Maybe Enchantress is the only one that doesn't play it. Just because they just want the enchantments. Fury is a pretty bad turn 1 play. Yeah, it's not the greatest. What did they do to Legacy and Moderna? They didn't do anything to Legacy. And they had nothing against the vaccine either. Grand Dandino, thank you very much for the super chat. I'm a new listener and I would love for you to take a look at my Modern Vampires. I have a link. Also, thank you for the morning show. Thank you very much for the super chat, but so far there is no pay way to be able to show off your list. You have to get it done randomly through Decklist review, and I only do 2 a day. I'm sorry about that, but if you ever want your questions answered, you can always use super chats to do that. But thank you very much for supporting the channel. Otherwise, there'd be people who probably would be throwing tons of money at me. Like, it takes some time to go through the list, you know? And I'd feel bad that, like, 5 people would pay for their list to get reviewed, and I just don't have time for all of them. Okay, so for my final thoughts on this... Yes, it is Mario Kart 64 music. My final thoughts on this list is, if you wanted to, you could just keep it the same way. You don't actually have to change anything. I would consider... This is a cool new card. I would consider this, I would consider playing Arbor Elf in this spot, or Arbor Elf in the Lightning Bolt slot, so you can take advantage of Utopia Sprawl better, because that way you can get turn 3 through the Breach online. What else? Other potential, you could replace Lightning Bolt with the Bone Crusher Giant, but not necessarily. You may not have to. Or a Lightning Bolt could be Arbor Elf. And then you have like 3 ways of actually ramping into your through the breach. And get extra land drops and stuff. Oh, and by the way, if you want to know how to submit the list, you go into my description. There's a link to my Discord. Join the Discord. Go to Decklist, review the channel, and then submit it with this command at the bottom: !review deck space, and then giving the URL to the Decklist. I also like Innkeeper because you can't kill the ramp. The ramp is good. Anyway, that's all the... Not a whole lot of feedback because the deck is actually still pretty good. I just don't know how well cards like this play out when you're... Like, I think the card is good in general, but I don't know how well it plays out with Shardless Agent. But anyway, thank you very much for submitting the deck list. All right, the next one, we got Humble Student. You're the next contestant on Decklist Review. Oh, you can also post it in community Decklist. That's true. But to get posted on the show, it needs to be here. Oh, Renin 6 also gets hit by Cascade. I totally forgot. But that might not be too bad. Renin 6 is pretty good value. Renin 6, I think, is good value. And it could be, you know, well, I don't know about ramp, but, like, it'll help you get more lands. Okay, Mardu Pyromancer. Crocs, Titan of Death's Hunger, Magmatic Channeler, Seasoned Pyromancer, Ashiok, Inquisition, Lightning Bolt Path, Prismatic Ending, Thought Seize, Collective Brutality, Kolaghan's Command, Lingering Souls, Smiting Helix. You got lands, 22 lands, and EE in the sideboard. Very good right now, actually, to beat Urza's Saga and all the stupid 1-drops out there. So between Prowess decks and the Construct creatures, this is exactly what you want right now. Pithing Needle, also pretty good right now. Shuts off combo, shuts off Urza's Saga. Well, shuts off some portions of Urza's Saga, I should say. Surgical Extraction, Deflecting Palm. I don't like this card at all. I think it's a jank card. You're just trying to, like, god him, a lot of people. Rakdos Charm, 2 Blood Moon, 2 Eidolon of Relic. Do you have a Blood Moon mana base? 2 Swamp, 1 Plains. Can you get away with that? I guess so. Yeah, that's fine. I get a sense, like, you should be... I don't know, maybe this is more Jund-like, I guess. But it's just weird to not see something like Ragavan in this list. Because there are notes? There are no notes here. I mean, you could definitely do that. Engineered Explosives doesn't beat Saga, right? I mean... No. I mean the Construct tokens. Because they make Construct, and so they have these big Construct tokens on the battlefield. You play EE for 0, pay 2, and just blow them all up. So it's a nice, clean answer to both the Construct tokens. Some Sunbay Canyon or the Black-White Canopy land. Do we have no canopies in here? Oh, there's no canopies. You know, truth be told, it's really damaging those canopies right now. And they might be depending on more on value coming out of Seasoned Pyromancer and Magmatic Channeler. Like, there is card advantage in this deck. Like, the metagame is so aggressive, taking Silent Clearing. Like, I've taken them out of my Merfolk deck. It's a bit of a liability right now. There are good cards. And under the right circumstances in the right metagame, you could probably play them. But right now, it's probably a liability. You're just taking too much damage. Ashiok, really neat suggestion right now. This is a beating versus those Murktide decks. If you can get this out before the Murktide hits. Also nails Dragon Rage Channeler. And also is a beating against, what's it called, Titan decks. It's actually maybe a very, very good one. So, I mean, I would be pro Monkey here. But this list, I don't know if this list is just not playing it because of budget or it's just a strategic reason. But there are not many win conditions here. We have 11 win conditions. This one's a bit better, though, because if it dies or you put it into the graveyard, it can come back. I get a sense that Collective Brutality is not good value in this deck. Unless, I mean, it has synergy with Smiting Helix, I guess. You know, I'm not in love with Lingering Souls. I'm going to say, like, this is all fine, but I'm going to say your weakest cards are, like, Smiting Helix, Lingering Souls, and Collective Brutality. And I know you're playing all three because they have that synergy together, but you might be better off with, like, the 4th Prismatic Ending, the 3rd Path to Exile, the 4th Lightning Bolt. Like, these are value cards, but I don't know if they're worth it. Maybe they are. Yeah, Brainstorm is suspended. We saw it. Does Ragavan have a big enough edge over Murktide due to Voidwalker? Yeah, I think they have. I think it has a good edge. That's why it's a deck. Absolutely. Ashiok also stops the Saga. That's great. Yes, if you go first. Well, I mean, no. Also, if you go second, because a lot of people don't like to play their Urza Saga on turn 1 because they don't get the construct tokens. So if they play it on turn 2, they'll crack it on turn 4, which means your turn 3 Ashiok actually deals with it. So they'll get like 1 construct token at end of turn when you play Ashiok, and then they don't get anything. They can't search. So actually, it will be on time in 2 ways. This Ashiok is pretty cool tech. Yeah, maybe more win cons. Like these, like I'm guessing Lingering Souls is considered a win con. I'm not in love with the Lingering Souls outside of a Stoneblade deck. Like, I think the value is crap. Like, I see what this deck is trying to do, but I think you can discard enough with just Seasoned Pyromancer and Magmatic Channeler alone. Like, these 2 cards will help discard cards. I don't know if you need... Like, does Collective Brutality do enough? I'd rather put the Collective Brutality in the sideboard over Deflecting Palm. Because Deflecting Palm is, like, in my opinion, just a jank card. It's like a huge Gotham card. It's very unnecessary. Like, it only... I mean, maybe they're not going to see it coming, but it only works when they don't see it coming. Maybe you want to play the Blood Moon's main deck? Well, the Blood Moon might fuck you over. That's one problem. Does this deck have enough fetch lands? This deck has 3 Blood Crypt, 4 Bloodstained Mire, Marsh Flats. It probably has just enough fetch lands to make this work. How much worse is Ashiok, though, if Murktide is already in play since it grows it? It's much worse. I mean, Ashiok is terrible. That's why this deck needs to have like stuff like Path to Exile to kill Murktide. It might be nice if you have like a few more answers to stuff like Murktide, giant creatures that you can't deal with. Like, you have a lot of stuff for the small creatures, but you don't have anything for like Stormwing Entity or Murktide. You just have these 2 Path to Exiles. Which means maybe you should have 2 more Path to Exiles in the sideboard. So instead of Rakdos Charm, you might need something to beat. Do you need something to blow up artifacts? Like, we still need some answers to Murktide, to Primeval Titan. Like, this stuff doesn't do it. It's all for tiny stuff. Little baby stuff. What about Young Pyromancer? Isn't that card usually good in these decks? Not anymore. Now you just want it. It's just too weak. You play it on turn 2, you get no value. It dies. These days you gotta play things that give you value immediately. Young Pyromancer is basically a dead card now. My, how the times have changed. Like, and then if you want the value from Young Pyromancer, you have to play it on turn 3. So you play 2 mana, Young Pyromancer, then play like Lightning Bolt or something on the same turn. But you might as well just play Seasoned Pyromancer, discard 2 garbage cards, get 2 red tokens, draw 2 cards. Oh, Unholy Heat! That is not bad. That is not a bad idea. Maybe we should have some Unholy Heat in this deck. Maybe that could be in the sideboard. Or even in the main deck. Replacing, I don't know, Smiting Helix or something. But you need Delirium. You do need Delirium. And we don't have many creatures. We do have a good balance of instants and sorceries. So getting the sorceries in the graveyard might not be so hard. And we do have a random extra card type here. Yeah, a few Unholy Heat in addition to Path to Exile will work to hit those hopefully hit those Murktides. And hopefully hit Stormwing Entity. Well, this would change the deck too much. We gotta stick to the theme of like a mid-rangey deck. But I'm just gonna reiterate, the Smiting Helix, Lingering Souls, Collective Brutality, the weakest cards in your deck for sure. Like, I have nothing against Collective Brutality, but in the main, I think it's a bit weak. I mean, it's going to be really hit or miss where it's effective. I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm misevaluating this card. It hurts Shadow because you gain life, and it still hits Dragon Rage Channeler and Ragavan very early on in the game. I'm about to buy out Skywalker. Skywalker. Skyway? I'm about to buy out this. Reach. Deals 1 damage to target creature with flying. Oh, Sky Lasher. Someone's a Star Wars fan that got auto-completed the other way around. Yeah, this is a pretty neat card. It only has Pro Blue, though, so, like, they'll just bolt it in response. Anyway, I mean, aside from that, I don't mind you going a mid-range route. It's definitely possible. You may not need... Do you really need Eidolon of Rhetoric? I guess it's okay. I mean, against... Because if you play it against any of the prowess decks, they can't kill it. They can't go Bolt Lava Dart because they can only play 1 spell. That's interesting tech, actually. That's very interesting tech. Very interesting tech. And also, you can't kill it even with Lava Dart. So, like, you attack... You can kill it with Lightning Bolt. So if they attack with a prowess creature, you block. They Lava Dart it. Like, it does nothing. Doesn't deal enough damage. Anakin should be able to take on the Murktides for days. That's right. In his anger, he'll destroy them all. Anyway, those are all my suggestions. Some good suggestions. Unholy Heat might be a really good card. Because you can't ignore Stormwing Entity or Murktide. Those are very big creatures. Not to mention Primeval Titan. You gotta pay attention to that card as well. So I don't know how well Unholy Heat will work in this deck. A little bit harder to activate compared to the Mishra's Bauble decks, but hey, maybe give it a try. If not, Path to Exile, you still have access to that card. You're already playing 2. Play another 2 somewhere in the deck. Well, anyway, that is going to be it today for Decklist Review and Coffee and MTG. So it was an exciting stream. Thanks, everyone, for making this over 800 people viewing. If you want to check out the replay, you can go check it out at Nikachu MTG streams. You can also see all my gameplay content on that channel. If I didn't get your comments, questions, or deck list, you can. We do this Monday to Friday, 9 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. If you'd love to support the channel and you do not do so already, you can drop a sub at twitch.tv/NikachuMTG. You can become a patron at patreon.com/NikachuMTG, or you can hit the join button on YouTube. So thank you very much, everyone. It was a really fun conversation today, and it had, I don't know, maybe an anticlimactic ending, because we had way higher anticipation for what this BNR announcement was going to be. One person got it dead right. It was only a historic. It was only going to be for Arena, and they rushed out the BNR announcement because there is an Arena update today. So they were dead on right about that. Wizards decided, you know what, we're not gonna touch the other formats. We're gonna gather more data, wait for more people to get angry on Twitter, and then we're gonna make a decision. So thanks for joining me, Coffee Crew, and as usual, keep brewing up those coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care, everyone.